Hello and welcome. This is Celebrating Differences, and I am your host, Preston, or Ty Tyree. During this midterm election, we will be talking with some of the candidates who will be on your ballot for the March primary and the election in November. In this episode, we managed to connect with Justin Early, who is running for the U.S. Congress in Texas, District 31. That's north of Austin. As you can imagine, during this primary season, we were lucky to catch him in between campaign tasks. We met at the KORK Wine Bar in downtown Georgetown and found a great space on the patio just to sit and visit. I live and vote in Texas Congressional District 37, so I can't vote for Justin. But after meeting him at an event, I decided that people would want to hear what he had to say. Please sit back and enjoy our casual conversation. Justin, how are you?
Preston, I'm doing great. Thank you, sir.
This is good. So, give me your full name.
Justin Barrington Early.
Barrington. Where'd that come from?
Barrington is my mother's maiden name.
Okay.
I was the only son at the time, but my mother wanted her father's name to continue on. But yes, that is my.
Happens a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
It makes me sound regal, I think, Barrington.
It is. That's a good. Yeah. So, Justin, you are running for the U.S. Congress.
Yes, sir.
And this is a gerrymandered district, so there's really no incumbent.
This is a brand new district, as I like to say, because it's not the same as it was before.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But there is an incumbent in 31, but 31 doesn't look like it did.
It did not.
Okay.
Does not look like it did. Correct.
Okay. Is he running?
He is running.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And he is?
His name is John Carter. He's 84 years old and has held the seat for 24 years now.
Yeah, I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yes, sir.
So where does your district go? We're in pretty much the southern part of the district here in Georgetown, Texas?
Yes, sir. So here in Georgetown, just south of us is Round Rock. They gerrymandered Round Rock, so the northern half of Round Rock comes up here to Georgetown, reaches out to Leander. They gerrymandered Leander as well. So everything north of 2243, and then it dips back down once it goes west to Burnett County, so Marble Falls and north.
Yeah.
It also contains, the north side of Burnett County, Lampasas, of course, all of Bell now, 91% of Bell County.
Okay.
They gerrymandered Temple, and Coryell County, Hamilton County, Mills County, and I believe that's all of them. It's all 7 counties.
And what did they cut out right in the middle?
So before they cut out Killeen.
Yeah.
Today, Killeen is back in. So that's why this is a brand new district, because that's 110,000 black and brown communities, veterans who were historically not being represented. They were represented in 11 by Pete Sessions.
Okay.
So now they're included into here. And so I'm speaking to them every week, every day.
I bet you are, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so you raised the issue of the veterans.
Yes, sir.
You are a veteran.
I'm a veteran. I served in the Army. Both my parents served in the Army as well. Actually, I come from a deep military family. My mother, my father, my uncle, my cousins, my daughter served. My son is currently serving. And I served. So yes, deep military family. And all Army, because that's the only service that matters to us.
Did you have a choice?
I did have a choice. It's kind of funny. People ask that, assuming that we're a big military family. I came up to the conclusion that I was going to join. Saw a few good men. I saw, the 90s, some things coming around. And, but my parents provided a great example to how to become someone. And I said, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to make college. I don't know if I'm going to do, I don't want to work a trade. I know I can do well in the military. So I went to my parents and I said, hey, I'd like to join. They were floored. They had no idea. Real quick funny story. My mother thought, she said, they're going to make you a river rat. They're going to put you into tunnels. And, they didn't do that. But she wanted to dissuade me from doing it. But I did it anyway. And I enjoyed it. And actually what motivated me for the job choice that I wanted was the first Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And Emilio Estevez is in the elevator shaft. He's hacking into the cameras and stuff. And I was like, that's what I want to do, And so I did not do that per se, but I did do some really fun intelligence things when I joined the military. So.
Okay. So you got into some of the cybersecurity in the military?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I like to say I started doing cybersecurity before it was called cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And I worked for the Defense Intelligence Agency, and that's really where I got started with it, because we did a lot of HUMINT, which is human intelligence, work with the CIA, and so setting up, areas that people had that spies can literally go to and drop all their intel and make sure that intel gets securely back to base.
Wow.
And so that's what we helped set up and do, and it was fun. We would break into places without knowing we were breaking into them, change around certain things. One time I helped a desk that was a mock-up of the exact desk that the person had, and our desk had cameras and microphones in it. And so we broke in, swapped out desks in the middle of the night, and left off. And so a lot of fun things. The situation happened, but it's not been, cleared yet to talk about exactly.
We won't talk about where it was or anything.
Exactly, no.
But it's fun, yeah.
It was fun.
So you said something about your mother was worried you'd be a river rat or going in the tunnels.
Yes, sir.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2",
Okay.
and I love every
Okay.
inch of it. So
Yeah. Well, it works well for you.
it does. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I like to joke that I have a big presence, even though I'm not a tall person.
You do.
So
Yeah, you do.
thank you.
And it showed up the first time I met you. You came into our neighborhood
Yes, sir.
to visit with one of, I don't know how he got in hold of you, but it was great. You brought your son, your wife,
Yes, sir.
and it was just a delightful evening.
I
and
enjoyed
I
it.
said, I got to talk to this guy.
Thank you.
And part of what I like to ask in these interviews is, and think about this as we go through, you are doing something that you absolutely love, and it's something that's special. There's something special about you that has you doing this, but it's making a difference for the rest of us,
Yes, sir.
and a good difference.
A good difference.
Yeah, a good
Yes.
difference, yeah.
Yes.
And so we'll talk about that as we go through after we set some groundwork.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll ask you the hard question is, why are you doing that?
Okay, we'll get
And-
there.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we'll get there. But, I asked you earlier off camera, why are you running for Congress, Jake,
Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, so I get this question often, and I completely welcome it, right? So first and foremost, my history, my background, what I've done in the world, lends to not only Texas problems, but U.S. problems. And one of the things that's paramount that we need to make sure we get a hold of is responsible technology, AI, automation, because if we want to support working families, we need to make sure that these systems that are being built are actually going to support and help working families. And while I've spent my career building these systems, understanding these systems, protecting these systems, I'm seeing policy that is not reflecting what we need to have. And so while I love local government, I've been involved with other local government, not as a candidate before, but the perspective I have is to make changes for all of us, not just a few of us. And the way that the Trump administration went out and said, no regulation on AI, we absolutely need federal regulation for AI. And I can go 35,000 years on why that needs to happen. But specifically, the problems that we want to solve here in Texas 31 are U.S. problems, while also bringing dollars back to the district to strengthen the district. So to summarize, why am I running for Congress? Is because I think I have the ability, I have the way to motivate people to get out there to vote, and I know we can make a change here for the entire United States, starting right here in Central Texas.
Okay. How many soldiers or military personnel are currently at Killeen, Copper's Cove, whatever it is, Fort what?
So Fort Hood.
Fort Hood.
So I don't know the exact numbers from recently. Last time I had read something was 56,000 soldiers that were there. Okay. I don't know the exact numbers right now. There was a downturn earlier in the summer when I was researching, and then actually people were deployed, and so it's hard to get exact numbers of what's going on there. It's the second largest installation in the United States, and so that number is absolutely probably dwarfed. It's probably wrong. Outside of Killeen, or outside of Fort Hood, is Killeen, and that is the location where a lot of the veterans end up retiring from
of course.
and getting to and living. And one of the things John Carter loves to talk about, he supports the troops. He's very big on the troops, and I do too. I love understanding and respecting and taking care of the warfighter. But if you don't take care of the community that surrounds the troops, you're not really taking care of the troops themselves. And a lot of people who retire or get out of the military in Killeen and around Fort Hood are met with services that are not there, that they're not used to. And I really think that the dollars that we put into the installation should also reflect the dollars that we put into the community around it, because that's going to help support the entire area, not just people who come in and out on a 3-year, rotation.
Deployment. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that raises the interesting issue. As a congressman, your focus has got to be on this community, and it's a big, geographically,
It's a very big
community.
area, yes, sir.
But that's where your focus is. What's the primary issue outside of this community that you're interested in?
Yeah, so I built my campaign on 3 principles.
Well, you've got 7 things, and they all say support.
Well, we have to support and motivate, support,
Yeah.
and protect. That's another big word that I use, is protect. But I build everything off of 3 things: security, dignity, and opportunity. And security is absolutely what we need in this country. That's why we have a federal government. That's, to support the common defense. We want to make sure we do that. Dignity, there's a lot of things happening in our United States that is, we're doing those things, but we're not doing it with dignity to human beings and human lives. And opportunity, that's what a congressman should be doing, is bringing back dollars to the district in order to provide opportunity for the area. But if we talk about specific policies, there are 3 policy areas that also I focus on, and I speak about them all the time, which is affordability. And affordability is, that goes to jobs, that goes to healthcare, that goes to housing, that goes to food, everything that working families do in order to take care of their loved ones. This is why we go to work. The second is responsible technology and AI, because as I said, I work in technology, I'm a cybersecurity expert, I know what these systems are doing, and the question we should be asking these billionaires who are building these systems is, to what end are you doing these things? And without the government regulating what can be done, we're going to forget working families in the long run. And of course, finally, the third one is protecting our democracy. Because today, as we see what's in the news, authoritarianism is on the rise, fascism. And while I love talking about kitchen table issues such as healthcare, housing, childcare, food, those things that need to happen, I want to focus on responsible technology. I can't do any of those things if we have a weak democracy. And we have to strengthen our democracy, because today, the Congress is either yielding their power to the executive, or they're not demanding what needs to happen for the people themselves. The final point I want to put on this is that I had looked at things and I said, we have lobbyists for birds, we have lobbyists for oil companies, we have lobbyists for everything. But who is trying to be a lobbyist for the people? And I think the congressmen should be the lobbyists for their people in their area. And that's what I want to run for. I want real representative government, and I want to do that from the people here in 31.
Well, I've lived with one of those for a long time. When I first moved to Austin, Lloyd Doggett
Yes, sir.
was my congressman.
Okay.
He still is.
That's great. He is. He still is.
And
Absolutely.
He's been here since '87. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
It's,
He's a great example of what we want to do, what we
Yeah.
want to be.
and he stepped back when it was time to step back.
Yes, sir. Which is honorable.
Yeah.
So.
You said something earlier. You said security, and I suspect you were talking about national security and cybersecurity, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
But you also talk about affordability, which is security of the person,
100%.
security of the family,
100%.
security of the community, and those are the things where I think most people will vote.
Yes, sir.
Most people are not sure they understand the rest of that, but they certainly understand.
They understand security.
Yeah.
And with security, so first and foremost, I understand that I, as a laborer, give my time to somebody else. That is my number one commodity that I give to somebody else. And if my commodity is not secure, I don't know where I'm going to get my food next. I don't know what's going to come back to me. And so security is such a large issue. We always think security is guns and weapons and walls, and that's not what real security is. Security is being able to perform liberty, to have freedom in what you want to do. So when I talk about security, it's all aspects of that.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was hoping you were.
Thank you.
I hope
Yes,
you
sir.
were going there.
Absolutely.
You're married.
Yes,
you
sir.
have a blended family in the strictest sense of the word. So 2 of the children are yours.
3.
3 of the children are yours, but a total of 7.
Total of 7, yes, sir.
Okay. And
I like to tell people I need a whiteboard to explain all of the children.
I bet you do.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
But you have a son who's just decided he's going to run too.
Yes, sir.
And what's he running for?
So my son, my youngest, is 21 years old. He's running for the Texas House in District 20, which is right here in Georgetown. He did some calculus as well. We look at numbers. I'm a data guy. I look at numbers, and he was looking at the numbers of what does it take to actually win a Democrat in these districts. And while people from the outside don't want to come in and invest in the district, it's because people are not working in these districts. And the same way with 31, he did the same thing with 20 and said, here's some ways that we can improve and actually get a Democrat on the seat. And so he's done the work, and he's doing that right now, and I'm very proud of him.
Good. So where did he go to school?
He went to school at UT Arlington, University of Texas at Arlington. and he started off. I think it's funny. He has wanted to be a neurosurgeon for his entire.
Okay.
He had absent seizures when he was young, and he kept going to a neurologist all the time. And so he was asking him questions and understanding. So he really wanted to learn about the brain. So then as he continued to grow and understand and learn, he grew out of his seizures, but he still wanted to learn more about the brain and what his neurologist did for him. So he wanted to be a neurosurgeon when he got, to the point. He got good grades, had a phenomenal SAT score. He had the highest SAT score in his high school. But he didn't want to go far from home because he's a daddy's boy. He wanted to stay right there. So he went to UT Arlington. And while he was at UT Arlington, he also worked in a hospital. And he felt like, man, even being a surgeon is not going to help people as much as I want to help them. So he changed his degree plan from pre-med to poli-science or political science. And then he actually said, this is what I want to do. He wants to work in policy to actually help people more. Okay. And that's what he's doing today. And the run for his House district was really his goals, what he wanted to do, what he wants to build, and then saying, hey, look, there's an opportunity right here at home. And so that's what he's doing.
Okay. I was talking about you being the spokesperson for your people.
Yes, sir.
He is, seriously, when you start talking about Texas
House, yes, sir.
Now we're really serious because they all know you.
Yes, sir.
In the Texas House, pretty much.
They do.
Yeah.
And your name is all around here. They see you. I mean, and he wants to be visible. It's interesting because he will not tell you he's shy.
Okay.
But he is a shy person. But he's motivated. And so he's willing to forego his shyness to understand what he can do for people.
Okay. Where do you get that?
I have no idea. Maybe. I like to say I have a lot of confidence. I'm a very confident person. I hope it rubs off on my children. But I want him to be his own man, and I'm proud that he said he's going to do this on his own. This is not from me. He said he wanted to do this, and so
no, but he's been watching you for a long time.
Yes, sir. He has been.
Yeah.
One joke about that I say is my controversy is running for office is I don't eat in front of people, because if I eat in front of you, I'm going to spill on my shirt. And my son, the same son, is very messy. He's a very messy eater. And I finally realized, why is he so messy? He's like, because he's looking at me. Like, he learned it from me. This is what you're supposed to do. I was like, oh, okay, now that I've learned, so this is what we not do. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to look at families.
Yes.
And just to see, that couldn't be genetic. That's got to be learned.
That's got to be learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my wife says that parents teach you two things. They teach you what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I taught him how to be messy, I guess. I don't know. So.
Be messy. So what does your wife think about the two of you running? She's got to be very, very busy right now.
She's extremely busy. We both have day jobs. We both work. And we're actually blessed with positions that we can flex our schedules a little bit. Just like today, I took a little bit extra time. Yes, sir. Thank you to spend time with you. She's working now, and so she's going to spend a little bit more time in the evening and doing some things. But she's very motivated and excited as well. A lot of people asked her, what are you running for? What are you doing? Because she's a great spokesperson for us. Yeah. But she said something very early on in our relationship that she wanted to be a support person to help somebody get to a position to help somebody else. And I just thought that was just wild and crazy. Like, why would you say something like that, But now that we're doing these things, her skills have actually helped us out tremendously. And while I'm running in my primary today, we've got a plan to transition from her being focused on my primary to then once we move past the primary, to she's focused on his seat as well. Okay. And so we've got a couple of people coming inside to help me, and she's going to be focused on his, but still have her hand on it because she wants to make sure everything is taken care of.
Of course.
But she's a phenomenal human being. I could not stop saying enough great things about my wife, and I tell people she's the best person I know. So.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm trying to think about the conversation we had earlier.
Yes, sir.
And I've looked online, and you had this set of goals, and like I said, they all said support.
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 Yes, sir.
Support. And that's what a congressman has to do.
I think people are missing that.
Yeah.
You're not somebody sitting on a throne. You're not somebody sitting in a position that's coveted. You're there to provide for others. I think the service aspect of Congress has been lost. And if you look at the people that I've been, not people I'm interacting with, but people that are running for Congress right now, it's a lot of service members running. a lot of veterans,
Okay.
a lot of teachers, a lot of people who've given to others.
I mean,
saying,
even retired admirals.
exactly, right? We've got a lot of people who've given, and they're like, why are we not giving in this position? And I think support and service is missing in Congress today. And that's where I want to lend to that, because it's absolutely what my mentality is. I've spent my career, I spent my military career and my cybersecurity career supporting others and making sure things are protected. And I'm honored to be a part of this class that are trying to make a change in the United States today.
It's going to be an exciting primary and final election.
I agree.
It's going to be crazy.
Yes, sir. One thing, we talk about a blue wave. Everybody talks about a blue tsunami. I'm not trying to ride any tsunami. I'm not trying to ride a wave. I'm trying to kick the wave. I'm trying to get it further. So it's going to be something we're going to work for.
So what are the polling numbers showing? Have you had any polls?
We've not done official polling yet. So we did some small polls from door to door, some block walking. Some of them were Democrats. Some of them were Democrats and Republicans. We did 2 different polls. Right now, it looks like people are very interested in younger congresspeople, younger representatives. Yes. They're looking for people who want to stand up to Donald Trump and President Trump. And they're looking for people who are trying to work on affordability issues and understanding what those things are for them. Outside of that, it's really a kind of a smattering of what concerns are. Water is a big concern for rural areas.
For sure.
Food is a big concern for everybody, and healthcare specifically is a huge issue in Texas. And so while we look at polling, I don't have any official polling yet, but as it looks right now, I'm matching all of those things that are there, and that's what I'm trying to bring to this seat.
Okay.
So,
You have one
primary opponent.
Primary
Yes, sir.
opponent in the Democratic primary.
Yes, sir.
And there's just a whole bunch of Republicans in the Republican primary.
There is a
And
smattering.
Carter is 84?
He's 84 years old. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the incumbent is 84 years old. And he's running again for another 2-year term.
Yes, sir.
And he's got 7 opponents.
No, he's got 9 opponents.
9 opponents.
9 opponents. There were 12 at one time. 2 of them dropped out.
Okay.
It's the Brady Bunch plus over there.
Well,
So.
what it says to me is somebody's convinced that Carter can lose.
Yes, and this may be the first time Carter hits a runoff as well. I don't want to talk too much about their opponents, but
I get to do that. You
Yes,
can't
sir,
do
you
that.
do. Yeah, it's interesting over there. I look and I watch. So,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Which is a good job.
It's
Yeah.
a good position to have, right?
I like your sticker.
Oh, yes, I did vote today.
It's
Yes,
already
sir.
voted. Well, you were a day late.
I was a day late, yes, sir. I spent the first day of voting in Killeen, greeting people at the polls, which was phenomenal. And one of the things I had noticed is the energy that people are out there. Some people are like, I'm just going to vote straight Democrat. And it's like, okay, yes, but we need to make sure we pick the right Democrat that's going to fight for us in November. And so that was an awesome opportunity to do yesterday. And then today we were here in our home, because I live here in Georgetown, and we voted here. So,
Good. Yeah, the old 31 cut Killeen and the military out completely, right?
it kept Fort Hood, but it cut Killeen out.
Okay.
So specifically, the people who were the Black and brown communities were out in Pete Sessions' area.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but the new one takes all that in.
yes, sir.
Okay.
I think it was Pete Sessions. It was August Pfluger's 11, Pete Sessions is 17. So they were either 11 or 17.
Okay.
So,
Okay. What have you done so far? So
in the-
that we know that you're the right guy for this job.
yes, sir.
What have you done so far to make the world a better place for the rest of us?
Great question. I don't want to just lean on my military experience, and I want to just lean on my cybersecurity experience, because while I think those things are paramount to what's going to happen later and needs later, I've done a lot for the Democratic Party specifically. I actually got to the point where I got not disenfranchised, but frustrated with the Democratic Party, because I felt like our leaders were not listening to younger voters. They were not reflecting what the people were out there. So previously to that, I did a lot of work for Beto O'Rourke's campaign, did a lot of work for Wendy Days' campaign. We used to house people all the time. It was just, I felt like a hostel. But I was a Democrat. I was a party Democratic precinct chair. I was a delegate for the Obama administration. Excuse me, and I wore a brown suit on his inauguration day to work. I was so proud and happy. But at the same time, I want to make sure that our values are reflecting what we say and do. And it's one thing to align yourself with a party. It's something else to stand by your values. And that's one of the things I think I want to make a difference at, is that even though I'm running as a Democrat in the Democratic Party, I focus on working families. I focus on issues that actually are real kitchen table issues, because that's what's actually going to move the needle for people. We talk about the things that Donald Trump is doing, such as Greenland or Venezuela. What is that doing for working families? We have people who are living in the north side of the district, traveling all the way to Round Rock in order to make money. And if their child who lives up where they are, gets sick at school, they have to drive 45 minutes to an hour to go home. And how is that helping them? So are we providing childcare for people when they need childcare? We're providing food assistance when they need food assistance. And while I work in cybersecurity, I work, primarily billionaires own these systems. And if they're not being taxed appropriately, how are we not putting money back into the systems that help and support people? And so the things that I've done have led me to understand where people's plights are, and I want to utilize that in order to help people when I get there.
It was an old TV show, and you may not remember it. You're not old enough. Called The Billionaire.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Every episode was he gave $1 million to a person.
Okay.
And says you've got a year. At the end of the year, you can't show anything for it. It's got to be all gone.
Okay.
You can't just go out and buy something.
Okay.
You've got to use it, and if you get there, I'll give you another $1 million for yourself.
Okay.
That was a vision.
Okay.
And it was interesting to watch people say, how do I do that?
Yeah.
But that's what we're taught. Literally what we're talking about. And
yes,
you know how many millions there are in a billion?
There's lots of billions.
Lots of millions.
There's lots of millions in a billion.
And we have billionaires worth hundreds of billions of dollars in this
yes,
country.
Sir.
And when you stop and say, wait a minute, this family over here could use $10,000.
Yes, sir.
That's loose pocket change.
To them, it's a rounding error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just start thinking about, wait a minute, there's something wrong. And I grew up a Republican capitalist, pig.
Okay.
And
we forgive you. It's okay.
Well, it's not. It's just. I've always wondered what changed. Where did I start looking and saying, okay, how does that system help that person?
Yes, sir.
And that's your job.
Yes, sir.
Is to figure out how this system helps. And I don't want to use the term common man because that's gotten to be somewhat derogatory.
It is, yes.
But that's who it is.
Yes,
that's
sir.
all of us.
It's all of us.
Yeah.
As I had said, I don't know if I had said this before on camera or off camera, but our labor, our time is the only thing we have to give to somebody else.
Yes.
And if the way you make your money is on other people's labor and time, that's exploitation. And if you are then not taxed on the exploitation of others, but those who are being exploited are being taxed, what kind of system is that for people? And when you put it in terms of that nature, the exploiters don't get taxed, but those who get exploited are taxed. People are like, that doesn't sound fair.
That sounds
it was never fair,
yeah.
And so we want to make sure we build systems or actually put checks in there to make sure that people are receiving the benefits they're getting. The final little point on this is that in Texas, people say that, Californians were coming in and they were, don't California my Texas. And people were saying, well, you spend less taxes in Texas. But when Californians got here, they realized they're paying almost as much in taxes as they did in California. The difference was they weren't getting the services and the benefits from those taxes.
Yeah.
And so we should do the same thing with the federal government. If you're paying taxes, you should know where those services are going, where those taxes are going to. And I'll stop there. I'll finish there.
Yeah, we don't, because that's it.
We don't.
That's what is going to make your tenure as a congressman successful.
Yes,
is
sir.
To push that message.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully this time around you'll have people to work with.
Yes, sir.
That hear that message and make it work.
I see them
before.
I see them. They're there. We just need to build a coalition to get them done.
Yeah.
So.
And it, I go back far enough. I was born during World War II, and when you look back into the 30s and stuff, the rampant industrialization really caused all kind of issues and all kind of problems.
Yes,
and
sir.
The Great Depression said, pay attention. We got to do it a different way.
Yes,
and
sir.
a lot of things changed, but now we're slowly working back. We're working away from those things that changed.
Yes.
The Great Society, all those kind of things. We're backing off of it. And why are we letting that happen, Justin?
The why I don't know, but I think it's because comfort breeds inaction, and inaction allows the enemy to take over. And we are seeing that democracy is not given. We have to fight for it.
Yeah.
We're seeing that the stance is that freedom isn't free, but our freedom is not free. And so if we're not fighting for our own freedom, how are we expecting the systems that we're relying on to keep us free? And they're utilizing the same things that we thought we fought for to oppress us.
Right.
And that's where we need to make sure that we're building the systems correctly. The United States of America, 250 years old, was built on oppression and racism and things that we know are ugly things in the past. But where we can go, the ideals of where we can go to, that's what I have hope on. That's where I want to make sure we're shaping the country in the right way. The final point to this is that I do a lot of reading. I love reading. I like to joke with people. You spend 30 minutes with me, I'm going to mention at least 3 books,
Okay.
you know. But one of the things I'm really excited about is history. And in Reconstruction, we had what's called the Douglas Republicans. And Frederick Douglass, helped some people, some formerly enslaved get to Congress. And they helped change a large swath of the country to build systems for everybody. And it took that kind of break in the country to build something better. And what amazing time, if you didn't think that slavery was going to hold you down or hold you back, you wouldn't have gone and tried to fight for it in Congress. And so while we have these systems today, we can say, oh, woe is me. This is the time for us to say, no, we need to stand up and make it better. And we have examples throughout history in this own country to do it. And I want to be a part of that. So
Okay.
hope that makes sense, Preston.
It does, and I have fun looking back into my family. My namesake, I'm Walter Presentary the third.
The third, okay.
Walter Presentary the first was my great-grandfather.
Okay.
We skipped a generation.
Shipping the answer.
He was a slaveholder in Virginia.
Okay. Many
And,
such cases.
In a lot of cases, that's what it was.
Yes, sir.
On the other side of the family, I have the Quakers.
Oh, okay.
And they all manumitted their slaves way back.
Okay.
And so I've got both.
Yes, sir.
And we all do.
Yes, sir.
We all have all of that comes to here to you.
Correct. And we can't change our past,
Yeah.
but we can change our future. It's a decision point every single moment of the day to choose to do something better and right. And I want to be a part of that change. That's what we're saying. That's what we're trying to do. I got a little speeches there.
Yeah. So, okay, why are you doing it?
Why am I doing it? We did a lot of talking about who I am, or what I'm doing,
Yeah.
who I am. The why is because, if I were to articulate it specifically, is because working families are doing everything right and still falling behind. Healthcare is hard to access. Housing is almost unattainable for people.
But wait a minute, Justin. A lot of people see that, and they're not doing what you're doing. Why are you doing it?
Why am I doing it? I feel that I've been blessed in my life to have the ability to communicate with people, to reach out to people. I have the energy to campaign every day.
You do that.
And if I'm not doing those things for other people, what else am I doing with my life? One thing I had told people, or told somebody else, is that I'm a big sci-fi reader as well. And I don't know if you've read Dark Matter by, I really think it's Barry Crouch who wrote Dark Matter. Don't hold me to that
I'm
one.
a different
Ant is big.
generation.
Okay.
I'm Heinlein and those guys.
Okay,
Clark,
very new.
Heinlein,
This
yeah.
is his. I think his book came out in 2021, 2022, and he goes in and out of this cube, and it goes to different realities, and you get to see all the different changes of the world based on small decisions. And he's looking for a specific area where he made a decision to stay with his wife or his girlfriend and marry her versus choosing his career. So he finds that one, kidnaps him of that reality, throws him in another reality, and basically, lives the life of the one he wanted. And I had told this friend of mine I was talking to, I said, what if one of those realities in that same thing was, what if Justin Early tried harder? What if Justin Early did more? And if I'm not doing the most I can do, how can I sit here and complain that things are not going to be better? I can help make things better, and this is my way of doing things better. If we keep doing the same thing over and over again, how are we going to do something different? And this is my doing something different.
There are a lot of people who feel that way, and they don't do anything. And so
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. It's a labor of love,
Well, it has to be.
Yes, sir.
There's no way we can pay you enough.
Yeah, it's definitely a labor of love. So, and my wife is serious. My wife is very supportive. My children are very supportive. My daughter runs my social media. My son, he does some back-end IT work. He's very, pinky up when he does things, but he does a little work for me. It's a family ordeal, right? Because it's not just about me, it's about all of us. And I think that's how I raised them. That's how I choose to be. And this is just a reflection of that.
Okay, so I'm going to put some stuff up when we do this.
Okay.
It's votejustinEarly.org.
.com, votejustinEarly.com.
Okay. Why did I think .org?
I don't know. I should buy that real quick and,
.com, yeah. And it's a good site. It's got a number of menu items that lead to good places.
Thank you. Yes, sir. It's hard to put my whole thought, brain, and heart into a website, but I think it should be a conversation starter.
Yeah.
But thank you. VoteJustinEarly.com is my website. Also, all my social medias are at VoteJustinEarly.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. I know I'm missing one.
So who gets the email?
Who gets the email? That's a group of us. So there's an email.
You're going to get one today because I wasn't sure you were going to be here, and so I sent.
I responded to your email.
Okay,
I said, yeah,
I didn't get
I'm
it.
on my way. So
Okay.
like I said, we were block walking, and then we went to poll greeting.
Oh, great.
And then and so
That's great.
I got over here. I got here 10 minutes early, and that's when I saw
was
you.
perfect.
So
Yeah, it
great
was perfect.
timing.
And I do appreciate you taking the
I
time
thank
out
you.
of a crazy time.
You know,
Early voting.
Early voting.
Yeah.
Vote early for Justin Early.
I saw that. I said, oh yeah. Okay.
It's funny when people say, "Go vote early." I'm like, "Yes, do
Yeah,
that.
do
Vote
that.
early.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
vote
yeah.
early for Justin Early." It is early voting. We've got it for another week and a half, or 2 weeks almost, a week and a half, and then we have the general or primary election, which is March 3rd. I will say that the systems they want us to make it harder for us to vote.
Yeah.
So the job and role of me right now as a candidate is to convince people their vote matters, to motivate. And I'll use this as well. I told people ask me, why do you think you can flip this seat? And I said, well, it takes three things. It takes the map, it takes the math, and it takes the motivation. The map, the Republicans gave it to us. That's when we talked about Killeen coming back in. They tried to gerrymander other places, but they actually made 31 better for a candidate like myself.
Okay.
The math is people say that Texas is a red state. Texas is not a red state. It's a non-voting state. So the numbers are there for us to convince people to get out there. And how do we get them to vote? We motivate them. We need a motivating candidate to get out there and talk to them to say, this is your time and your vote matters. So I'm going to win this district with the map, the math, and the motivation.
How many people you got on telephones?
So, it's funny. When I started this, I got on the ballot you can pay the money or you can get signatures. So we got almost over 900 signatures. It's like 800 and something signatures to get on the ballot. So it saved the money. And to do that, we had some. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Reach app is great.
Yeah.
We have that as well. We have some people doing that. We do phone banking. We do block walking every weekend. We do phone banking 3 times a week. How many people we have on phones? My goodness. Last count, we had 22 people block walking on Saturday, and we had 13 people on phones that day, which was an off day. Normally on Mondays and Wednesdays we have phone banking. We have 9 or 12 people phone banking, and so I was excited that people are making calls. And now people are like, "Can I not call? Can I just text?" I'm like, "Yes, just please text."
Yeah, just
whatever it takes. We want to get it out there because the whole goal is to get in front of voters, let them know there is a choice. This is the time we pick our fighter, and this is the time we get there.
If you have a friend that asks you, "Have you voted?" Not necessarily who you're voting.
Who you voted for, but
have you voted?
Right.
Let's go do it. Meet me there.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna. It just changes everything.
It does. And I'll say people have there's a great program with the League of Women Voters to register people to vote. The issue is, though, following up on them to make sure they do go and vote.
Yeah.
And that's where the disconnect is. That's where we have the non-voters. So we want to make sure you follow through. I think the most civic thing you can do is vote. Second to that is they say jury duty, and nobody likes jury duty. So why don't you do the one that you would like to do? Because you have a choice in your vote.
Yeah.
We went up. I voted today, and we used the ballot marking device. The touch screen, and for me it was like boom, 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 because I had already done my research.
Yeah.
But like I had said when I was poll greeting yesterday, people were like, "I'm just voting Democrat," and that's where you have to, talk to people. But
fine.
This is where you
get a primary ballot. It's
yeah,
got a lot of people.
It's got a lot of people on there.
Yeah.
So I think there's 9 or 10 people running for the governor on the Democratic side. So
I really do appreciate this time.
I
Justin.
appreciate this.
I know,
Thank you.
I will send you as soon as I get it up. I'll send you a link.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Use it however you want to.
I will put it out there to the social medias and
I want people to know that he doesn't get to edit this. This is my edit.
I do not. Yeah,
He doesn't get to edit. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, it's fun. It gives me something to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think it's great to communicate with people. I think I honored the opportunity to have it, and I thank you for letting me be on your platform to speak. So
anyway, good.
Thank you, sir.
Well done.
I appreciate you.
I hope you can see why I asked Justin to be my guest. He is a great example of the celebrating difference vision. We are all different and unique and special, but we are all part of the same community. Justin is stepping up and working to make his part of the world a better place for the rest of us. Please subscribe and follow so you can be notified when we post another interesting guest interview. This is Celebrating Differences, and we'll be back with another interview real soon.